Okay, big sad, guys. Big sad. So, what I have here is my 12 to 60, my 3.5, one of my go-to lenses. But what had happened is last Saturday, I was rushing and I dropped my camera, the one I'm recording on right now. And luckily there's not very much, there's like only superficial damage on the camera, but on my lens, I snapped two of the mounts completely clean off. So this camera only has one, or this bayonet, or this lens only has one bayonet mount, a little plastic part. So I am going to repair that. And for some reason this back lens is loose as well. I don't know if that was supposed to happen, but I never had that happen when I took it apart before. So this back lens is loose, but it's fine, hopefully. So here, and I don't know if you guys can see that. You guys can see these two right here are the mounts. Right here, right here. So I'm going to glue them. And I actually have them already removed right there and right here. So now it's just figuring out which one goes where. Which this one I believe goes here. So I got some tools needed are definitely going to be probably some tweezers. Where'd my tweezers go? Tweezers, a chopstick to apply glue, screwdriver, and amazing glue, JB Weld. This is going to be the best glue. You need the structural, you need, especially for two. Usually it's only one that breaks, but this was two. So my last structural point that is solid is that one. So I'm going to have to recreate that and make it as solid as can be. So the first step, of course, would be to figure out exactly what position because there's a groove in which it'll fit. This one seems to fall right into that groove. Yep, just right there like that. You'll feel it feels super solid. And probably a pro tip would be use a screwdriver that isn't magnetic, because that's gonna run you into issues. And right there, I'd say this is the most difficult part about it. My trick is to try and line the screw up with points that you know are going to be a good reference point. Because really you only get like one shot. Got a nice bead on the wood. Try and avoid any circuitry. Okay, we got that. Got a nice bead. Dropping it in now. That should be perfectly up. Right there. And hold it for 30 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. That's 40 seconds. And that's bonded. So that's it. It's bonded. So this is another delicate part, is removing the screw just to make sure that the screw didn't get set in there with it. The last thing you want is the screw to be set with it. Okay, there we go. That one is done. On to the next one. One down, one to go. This is some intense stuff, yo. High stress. Right now I'm just profiling the filing. See how it's going to go back. Okay. Come back with my pliers, my tweezers, pulling it up. Have a strong indication mark as to which orientation it's supposed to be in. And we are going in for round number dose. Coming over with the glue. You guys aren't seeing what I'm doing, but I'm putting a little tiny dab, just a hair, just the tiniest little drop. You can't even see it on the end of the chopstick because you want as little as possible. And very gently. There we have it. Oop, there goes the ones. We have the dab. Okay. Now we have to work quickly. Place this right back in. You don't want to put it on the actual mount part because that one's going to be a lot harder to put in. Set, come on. Where is it? No, it's somewhere right here. Is that it? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And that's it. That is mounted. So as you can see, hopefully. So we had this one right here and this one right here broken off because I dropped the camera. We now reapplied them with glue. And now we're going to go ahead and let that set for 24 hours. I know it's tempting to go ahead and put your bayonet back on, but that would be the worst thing that you can do in this moment. I know this is a little crooked. Uh-oh, big bad. We got a crooked bayonet. Reset this one. This is big bad. Not big bad, but I gotta try it one more time. fresh glue. This is like surgery, man. I do not have the calmest of hands. There we go. That's the lens. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Success. Okay, that was a scary moment for a second. And we go in and gently remove the screw. And we are good. Success. So this one over here. Come on, get out, focus. Focus. Focus, man. Focus. So this one right here, this one was crooked. I was able to fix it. So now we just wait 24 hours and then we can go ahead and reinstall everything. The biggest reason why you use as little glue as possible is because you don't want it to mess with any of the components of the actual lens, because that can be quite catastrophic. So what I'm going to do to just maintain structural integrity of this whole system is I'm going to replace this lens bayonet. Because I don't want a ton of dust of getting inside my lens. I'm going to replace this little holder. And I know I have at least one good mount. I'm going to go ahead and place the screw in that one. This is going to produce also a little bit of tension on those areas, kind of keep them cinched down so they don't float, which shouldn't happen anyways, but that's just going to allow. I promise you, your lenses can be saved. Dropping a lens is not the end of the world, even though it honestly feels like it. It feels like you may have done the worst thing that you possibly can do. You have to pay all this money to replace this lens. You are just frustrated or demoralized, but I promise you, you can fix your lens. It's just takes some time and some patience and some favor from God, and you can do it. So don't be discouraged, guys. Please take the time, the effort, fix a lens. Okay. Back again. It's been 24 hours since we take. Let me position this right. Bam, right there. Okay. Let me move this over. It's been 24 hours since we applied our glue. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have. Let's see, did I put all the screws back in? I sure did. So I remove this side screw from the bayonet. Place that there. These two top ones. There's that. I get the sensor out of the way. There we are. Okay. So this one right here was the one that was fine. This little one right there. Let's see if we can zoom in anymore. So this one right here was the one that was okay. These two were the ones that were just glued yesterday. So I'm just gonna test them. We're good on that one. Good on that one. And check if there's any glue. There's no glue. So I think we're ready to put this thing back together. So I have 3 different types of microfibers. I have these lens cleaners, which are pretty good. Then I have this generic microfiber, which is great. It's not going to hurt it. And then I have this super soft microfiber, and I prefer this 100%, this super soft one, when I'm doing lens stuff. So I got to clean this lens. So I'm just using this super soft microfiber. And that lens is completely clean. So the next thing I like to do is just give this a little blow. If you can see, make sure there's nothing inside as I place the lens back on. Okay, there's that. And we're gonna seat this. That's seated, and this is supposed to keep that lens in place, the right spot. That looks good. That looks good. Alright, on to the next. Gotta secure that sensor. That's right there, that little hole. Now it's time to secure the actual lens. So remembering where the main good one is right here. And then remember where the two other, or the other bad one is, because there was a time where I was just cranking down on one of these, not necessarily remembering where the bad one was, and it ended up snapping off, because it can be a little tight, because you know it may not be in the exact right position, so it may be a little tighter than what it was before. I was just cranking on it. Okay, so now we're going to do a little star pattern. A little bit on that one. A little bit on this one. Just nice and easy. Not too much tension. There we go. Everything's taut. And there we have it. Shake it around, move it. That's on there. That's it. That's a repaired bayonet. Doesn't look any different. I like to tug on it, you know, put it through some stresses. Yeah, that's nice and taut. Repaired. This is a $300 to $500 lens, and I repaired it just like that. Would have been trashed. Now it's good to go. I just need to make sure this lens is focused, and it's good to go, man. It's that easy, guys. Please don't throw away your lenses. You have the ability to fix it. There we go. Put that in on there. Shake it around. It's not coming loose. That's the thing. You want to test it. Like, you don't want it to fail in the real world while you're working. You want to test it. See if it's going to work. And that's what I say when I work on cars. Is, you know, you don't want to baby the repair that you just made. You want to make sure it works, because in the real world, while you're out there, it needs to function perfectly. And if it doesn't, then you didn't do it right. Same thing here. It needs to work. Granted, there are some situations where, you know, it's just you're babying something that seriously needs to be replaced. But with this, it's like this should be a solid repair. With this JB weld, it should be a solid repair. And you shouldn't have to worry about it. Another thing you can do is you can take it apart and test it after you screwed it on, but I think this is good to go. Thanks for watching, guys. That's how you repair your lens bayonet and save yourself the trouble after dropping your lens or your camera of having to buy a new lens. Thanks for watching, y'all.